Recording, okay.
We will go ahead and get started. If you want to find a nice, comfortable position in the chair, allow your feet to ground into the floor. Feel that grounding, that earth underneath of you. Allow your back to rest against the chair, and your hands can fall wherever they're comfortable, in your lap, at your sides. You allow your eyes to close. And then we're going to tap into our breath. We're going to feel that air come in through our nose and allow the air back out. Taking a few minutes now at the beginning of class to turn our attention and our focus inward. Trying to release any thoughts, any noise, the commotion, the distraction of getting here. Letting that all out with every exhale. And with each inhale, bringing more focus, more attention inward. Tuning in to your body, to your breath. Knowing that we're all here together, but we are all on our own journey. We're all at our own pace. So wherever you are today is just right. Maybe with your next few breaths, reminding yourself to give yourself that grace through the next hour. Reminding yourself that you are at the right place, wherever you are. Whatever you can do today is exactly what you need to be doing. And exhale out any judgment you have of yourself, of the positions your body can take. And inhale in the acceptance and the love. Just take a few more rounds of breath. Circling through center, chin to chest, circling back to the other side. And at your own pace, allow that neck and head to rotate side to side.
I have golf dogs in the yard. Do you want me to get some? Okay, thank you.
Next time you're at center, allow that chin to your chest, and maybe that head just hangs heavy for a moment. Feeling that stretch through the back of your neck, maybe into your shoulders. And then we'll allow that head to come up, and as our head comes up, we'll inhale those arms up. And exhale, just stretch those arms up through a few breaths. Feel the length all the way from your shoulders, through the fingertips, and then even through your spine. Feeling those muscles working, maybe reaching one arm, and then the other, as if we're kind of climbing up a ladder. Just nice and gentle as we start to work through all the muscles. We're starting to turn everything on. Starting to get things moving in these different directions. reaching up. And then exhale, allow the hands to come behind your head. Using the back of your chair, allow yourself just to rest back against the chair. The head can gaze up and the hands are there to support your head and your neck. Just feeling a little extension through your spine. Feeling a little chest opening as you open those elbows away from each other. And feel this reverse of how we are normally bent over throughout the day. Getting a little reverse extension here. And then we'll inhale up. And then allow those arms to rest at their side. And we'll go right into some shoulder rolls. Maybe starting backwards. Both arms together, or if you prefer one arm than the other. Whichever feels better for you. Playing around with the motions and the movements. There's no right way or wrong way to do yoga. So whatever your body is asking for, whatever you feel intuitively may be helpful, may feel good. We'll turn those shoulders, and whatever way you were doing, we'll switch. So if you were going backwards, we'll roll forwards. And then we'll inhale those arms up again. And on your exhale, allow them to float down. 2 more rounds of breath like this. Link this to your breath. On your inhale, we reach the arms up, and on your exhale, float those arms down. One more time at your pace. Now have you reach those arms right around as if your hands were kind of reaching for your shoulders or maybe underneath. It kind of creates a little mouth here in the front. So give yourself just a little bit of a hug there. This is kind of going into a little bit of eagle arms. If you kind of pull forward, you'll feel that stretch through the back of your shoulders. And then just kind of feel some different motions here. Feel a little bit of twisting, rounding, turning around, feeling where any kind of tight spots are lingering. And again, allow this to be your movements, your motions. And then on your next inhale, we're going to open those arms wide. And then on the exhale, we'll close it back up to that hug. We're going to take a few rounds like this. Inhale to open, feel that chest opening, that stretch. And then on the exhale, squeeze them in. And then pull forward to feel now the stretching on the back side. A couple more rounds. Take this at your pace. Let this be yours. We're going to open one more time. And we'll take our right arm, and we're just going to reach it down towards the ground, feeling just a little twist. If that's feeling a little far, you can allow your elbow to just rest on your knee if that supports you a little bit more. We'll just give this a couple of breaths. As big or as small as you want this motion to be. And then we'll inhale to rise, arms will stay wide. Exhale, we'll switch. We'll take that left arm now, reaching it in between our legs towards the ground. Or maybe that elbow comes to the knee. And then you can kind of feel where that arm, that top arm feels better. Are we reaching it towards the ceiling? Maybe it's back towards the back wall. Play around with that arm a little bit. See where that one wants to be. And we'll give one more hug. And we'll release our arms down. We're going to take our legs and just open and close. We're going to get them kind of moving. So your feet can stay close together and the knees will come out and open. Feel a little rotation at that hip joint. Your feet can kind of come up onto their sides, however that feels good. Maybe we take just one leg and then we switch to the other leg. Feeling that range of motion. And we can switch back, a couple more on the first leg. And then the other leg. And then we'll open and close one more time. And then we'll kind of walk those feet out in a little wider stance. And then we'll allow ourselves to take some twists here. Feeling that spine rotating. Few more side to side there. And then we'll come to the center, using both hands, just give a little press, stretching those knees outward, getting a hip opening stretch. If you're good, you can stay right there. You can also reach down towards the ground if you want to get a little bit more into your spine as well. And then on your next inhale, we'll slowly roll up. We'll keep those legs wide. We'll bring our hands back out like a T. And we're just going to reach from side to side. Keeping those hips kind of planted into the chair. Feeling those side bodies really stretching, lengthening. And here with your hands, try to pull your shoulder blades down and back. So we kind of have almost these warrior two arms. So you're feeling the strength through your arms as that one's pulling away from the trunk. Giving some taps to your neighbor. So then, the next time we're at the right, we're going to allow that right elbow to come to our knee, and then we'll just reach that arm up, similar to the move we were doing before. Feeling a little bit of rotation. If it's feeling good, you can just reach and open up that arm, reaching back to the back wall, feeling more rotation, more trunk stretch. And then we'll bring that arm down, and we'll switch. We'll bring that left arm as we reach the right arm up. And again, just opening more, feeling more of a twist here at your lower back, your mid back, opening up those spaces in the spine. And then we'll bring that arm down. Both hands can come to the knees. We'll walk those toes back in. And we'll take a few cat-cows. So inhale. Allow your chest to come through your shoulders, your gaze up, chin up. And then on the exhale, round your back. Pull the belly button towards the back of the chair. Chin comes down to the chest. A few rounds of cat-cow on your own. Just seeing if you can link it to your breath. That can be very challenging as you're doing new moves, trying to link them as well to your breath. So it's just kind of initiating that concept here. The inhale and the exhale with these movements. You can stay with this regular cat-cow, or if you want, you can add in kind of stirring around as you do your cat-cows. So you're continuing to arch and round, but you're also now getting a little bit of round. And then maybe we try the other direction. And then we'll settle back to center, and maybe just a couple more cat-cows here. And then we can settle back against the chair, finding a nice upright position, pulling those shoulder blades down and back. Your head is feeling pulled up towards the ceiling. And you have that little rounding in your lower back. So if you feel like you're kind of rounded towards the back of the chair, just see if you can get a little bit of a little arch, a little curvature in your lower back. And then we'll take a breath in and feel your belly expand, your back body expand. We're going to take some of our core breaths, inhaling to fill, and then on the exhale, trying to lift that pelvic floor. Pull those stomach muscles in through your exhale, bringing the ribs down and together. And then on your inhale, releasing all the muscles, feeling a relaxation through the pelvic floor, through the stomach, so that you can fill up your belly, fill up the back body. And then again, on that exhale, we tighten, we engage. On that next exhale, I'm just going to have you hold that exhale. Feel that pelvic floor lifted, the stomach muscles are engaged. Take a little breath in while maintaining that engagement. And then on the exhale, see if you can squeeze tighter and stronger through those core muscles, through that pelvic floor. See if you can lift a little more. Full breath out. Keep that engaged, a little breath in. On the exhale, see if you can get a little tighter, a little stronger. One more time, a little breath in. Exhale to engage. And on the inhale, relax all those muscles. All right, we're going to move into our strengthening. Today what I'd like to do is go through some of our poses that we've done standing in the chair. So we'll do our warrior one, our warrior two. We're going to do them seated in the chair today, and then over the next six weeks we'll continue to expand and stand up through those, but kind of breaking it down a little bit just to make sure that we all feel comfortable with the moves. If you got your warrior one, your warrior two, all those down, and you want to do it standing, feel free to join us in standing too. We're not going to offend me. Take it wherever you'd like to go. But let's start with our warrior two. So we'll come to the edge of the chair. We'll take our right foot and we'll step it over the the side of the chair. Now this left leg can stay pointed up towards me, or you can kind of bring it back a little bit for a little bit more opening through your hips. We want to start by kind of keeping the hips and the chest rotated up towards me. And then stacking those shoulder blades down and back, head up, reaching up towards the ceiling. Then we'll add in that front arm. The palm will face down, and you want your wrist right out from the shoulder. And gaze out over that hand. You'll feel that core engagement that we were just working on. You want to feel that pelvic floor lift, and those same muscles are engaged here now. If you would like, we'll add in that back arm. As that back arm goes out, we want to kind of see if we can get it in a straight line from one arm to the other arm. And then continue to gaze out. Good. You'll feel a little bit of that extension in your lower back. So if you feel like you're rounding out through the back, just see if there's a little bit of room there to extend. We're going to take this back arm and we're going to allow it to drop down. If the chair is there, you can have it there or at your hip. And then we'll reach that palm, turning it and reaching it up overhead. So this is like your reverse warrior. And then bringing that elbow now to your knee. And we'll reach that back arm up towards the ceiling. Feeling all of that strength through that core. Feel that arm reaching up. The shoulder blades are still pulled down and back together. Your gaze here can be up at that palm, or you can gaze down at that front foot. We'll inhale, we'll come back to our warrior two, so that palm will reach down to the ground, and then we'll put the front arm out, palms are both down, gazing out over your front fingers, feeling that core engagement. And feeling that kind of pull in the legs. Even though we're sitting down, you still feel that those legs are trying to kind of pull together, but at the same time kind of pull and maintain where they are right now. One more breath here, feeling the position, feeling the arms, and then we'll release them down. We'll turn now. Our left leg will face over the side of the chair, and then your front leg can be directly in front of the chair, or stretch it back just a little bit for a little bit more hip opening. And just getting those feet planted, so the back toes will kind of point up towards me, or that way if you're sitting that way. And you'll feel the kind of pull, the opening, but they're also strong and they're maintaining this position. That core is lifted, there's that little bit of an arch in the lower back. And then we'll put that front arm out, the palm down, coming out from the shoulder. Those fingertips are almost pulling out from the shoulder. That shoulder blade though continues to pull down and back so that that arm's not coming up to our ear. There's a nice drop at the shoulder. Core is all engaged. Those ribs are pulling down and together. We can add that back arm in. Feel the pull between those arms. The front fingertips reaching out as the back fingertips reaching back. Taking a nice big breath here, feeling the strength in your arms and your core. Allow this back arm to drop. Maybe it comes to the hip or the chair, depending what's accessible there. And then we'll bring that arm up. We flip that palm and we reach it up towards the ceiling. Feel your trunk just a little bit reaching back. And now that left elbow will bend and come to that front leg, allowing them to rest. Try not to cave right in, keeping that up. There's a good strength through that side body there, lifting you up, holding you up, and then we'll reach that back arm up towards the ceiling. Shoulder blades are pulling down and back. And your gaze is up at the palm or down at your front foot, keeping the neck in a nice neutral position. Inhale to lift up. through those core muscles to lift you back up. And we'll go back into our warrior two. Hands reaching out, pulling apart, shoulder blades down and back. A little bit of an arch in your lower back. And those legs are still working down there, even though you're in the chair. And we're gonna release those arms. All right, we're gonna turn back this way, bringing our right leg out in front. We're gonna find our warrior one. So this back leg, again, can just stay bent towards me, or you can find a little bit more, depending on how far you want to go here. It can just reach back. It can reach all the way back up onto your toe, if that's accessible today, or some version of that is there. So again here, find wherever that leg wants to be. Maybe it's right here in kind of an L shape. But lift up out of your hips, feeling your shoulders kind of raising up off the chair, your head reaching up towards the ceiling. Now our shoulders are kind of framing our front foot, so our front foot's kind of in between the shoulders. Our shoulders are now pointed towards the same direction as our front toes. And we'll reach our arms up, both arms up, reaching up towards the ceiling. Palms can face one another if that's accessible for you. If it's more comfortable to kind of stay at a diagonal with your hands, you can do that. If you have the motion, you can reach them up as if you're trying to get those biceps over your ears. And feel the strength here that your core and your shoulder blades all have to have. There's a little bit of an arch in your back again. And you can kind of gaze up towards the ceiling, feeling a little bit more extension through your spine. And keep lifting those arms up. You can picture if you were to get things off the top shelf, if you were lifting up things up onto an airplane compartment, how often we have to have this strength and the amount of stability that you need throughout your core, throughout your body, to lift things up overhead. We're going to take our left hand and we're going to reach it down towards the back of the chair. So maybe it's behind your knee. If you're here, just reaching behind your hip. We're going to get this little bit of a twist. So you're twisting, yep, kind of taking your chest and your shoulder and now rotating it up towards me. Beautiful. And then we'll bring that hand back up, reaching back up for one more breath, maybe two here. And then we'll release those hands, allowing those shoulders some rolls, feeling the work through those shoulders. As we turn, and we'll find our warrior one on this side. So our front left toe now will be facing right off the side of the chair. And again, that back leg, maybe it just stays here at an L with both feet on the ground, or you kind of turn it over and we reach back, almost into that quad stretch. Find the arch through your lower back. Feel the core engagement just here in this position. And then feel the strength through that front leg too, as if you wanted to plant through and step onto that leg. There's strength there, even though we're using the chair to support us. That front leg is pushing into the ground. You can add those arms in if you're ready. And feel the reaching up. Feel the core, how it changes as we lift those arms up, how there's more work being done now. Feel the back, how those shoulder blades now really need to engage and stabilize as you reach those arms up. Maybe a gaze up towards the ceiling. Again, if you're feeling that too much in the arms or shoulders, just bring them down more of a diagonal. And you can allow them there and still feel that shoulder blade engagement. Feel that work of the shoulder blades. here we'll take our right arm, just like we did before. We'll take that little twist where we're reaching kind of back to the back chair, back behind our hip. If we're here, maybe it's coming to the kind of behind our buttock. We're just taking that twist. So now our chest and our shoulders are kind of turned up towards me. Feeling a little bit of a twist here. And then we'll inhale to reach to the back up. A couple more breaths in this warrior one. Feeling the strength again. And then release those arms down. And we'll turn forward. Take any little shakes or moves you need. Give those arms a nice workout. Shake those out. We're going to move into a little bit of balance work. On our way up, we'll just stop and do a chair pose.
The chair?
Hmm?
I thought we were doing the chair.
Balance in the chair. Seated balance.
I was kind of hoping.
I agree. All right, so we'll plant our feet. We'll scooch forward to the edge of the chair. Allow your chest and your head just to come forward as if they're coming up over your toes. The hands can come out in front, and as they come out, we'll lift, bringing that rear just up off the chair. If this feels too much, you can meet us at the top. Let's bring those hands into the chest and see if we can get the chest to come up, our gaze to come up just a little as we sink the hips down. A couple more breaths here. Let's look good. And then we'll inhale to stand. Very good. All right, so we're going to come behind our chairs. All right. A little behind schedule here, so it's going to be a quick one.
Thank you.
I'm going to move that chair so you can see. So we're going to come back to our eagle pose. We're going to look at the legs. So for a full eagle, we kind of use that chair pose, and then we bring the leg around. And eventually, that leg would kind of clasp behind our calf, and we come into our eagle. So I just want to work on the balance that we need to get there. If you've got eagle and you want to work on that, please feel free. Otherwise, we'll stand on our right leg. We'll just lift that leg up, and then we're going to kind of tap. As we bring that leg down to tap the ground, really think about that chair pose we just did. And then you can come back out and tap it down. So we're going to go through this a few times. A little bit of moving balance instead of our static. Kind of sitting down and then back up and tapping down. If you've got that eagle pose and you just want to hold it there for a little, if you want to just kind of work on that balance there, you can. Or we can go through more of a dynamic balance. I can tap, or I can just kind of sit, get to the lowest, and back up. Take a few more rounds of this. And if you're here with me, let's just give this a hold for just a moment. Hands can be on the chair. And you can hover over top of the chair. And then we'll release. And we'll switch sides now. Standing on our left leg. And then we'll reach up. And as that leg comes down to tap the ground, this standing leg really bends into that chair pose, tap. And then we'll bring it back up and out. There's a lot of strength and mobility that goes into kind of bringing this leg up and over. So we're really working this mobility here. If you keep that up and then you set down, reaching it way up, setting it down, working on all sorts of things here. Again, if you're feeling pretty good, you get here and you want to just hold how long, see how long you can hold that move there too. That's totally fine. We'll take a few more if you're kind of moving more in a dynamic. We'll take a few more rounds. With me, we'll take one more over, and this time we'll give this a little pause here. Hands again can be on the chair, giving you balance. Maybe they hover, sink in, and then we'll come up and out. Shake those legs right out, and you can have a seat back in the chair. Now that we've warmed up our bodies, we've moved them, we've got everything warmed up, we'll take advantage of that warmth and we'll stretch things out. So we're going to slow things down a little bit. As many of you know, you've been here. We're going to slow it down. We're going to hold these stretches for a little bit longer. So let's go right into our hamstring stretch on the right side. Right leg out. Right heel will touch the ground as the toes reach up towards the ceiling. And then you can kind of fold over or reach the fingers down towards the toes, finding a stretch in the back of your thigh, along that hamstring, maybe behind the knee, maybe more in the muscle belly. Find a spot that you can hold for several breaths. Feel the stretch, but not a lot of discomfort, not something that you're trying to get out of. You're trying to count down the seconds so you can move out. And then bring your attention back to your body, back to the breath. With each exhale, just see if that leg can get a little bit more loose and relaxed, allowing you to stretch into the stretch a little more. Back up, bringing that leg in. We're going to switch over and we're going to do that on the left leg now. So we'll put that left heel out to the ground, toes up towards the ceiling, and then you can fold in or reach down at the toes and feel that stretch behind the leg, behind the thigh. Settling in here for a longer, sustained stretch. Chest up. Come back to our right leg. We'll take a few circles, maybe using your arms to help move that around. Feeling the motion there in the hip. You can stay right there to lower circles, or if you'd like, you can kind of give that leg a little bit of a hug, bring it in towards the armpit, towards the chest. Feeling a little bit more of a stretch. Working it around, seeing where the tightness is. And then we'll bring that leg over, find our figure 4 stretch, our piriformis stretch, so that ankle can sit right on the knee. If that's enough of a stretch, you can hold that, maybe climb back a little bit and open up that knee. Or you can bring your chest forward, feel a little bit deeper stretch into that buttock on the right side. And again, settling in for a stretch. With each exhale, seeing if your body can relax a little bit more into the stretch. Feeling it a little deeper. We'll inhale to bring ourselves up, using the hands, moving, taking that leg out as you bring it back down, circling it down, and then maybe kind of windshield wiper the knees side to side. Feeling that range of motion now side to side with the knee, or hip. And then we'll let that one rest, and we'll switch over to our left leg now. Again, starting with some lower circles, using the hands to circle through that hip, seeing what motion you have. Staying right there if that's enough, or bringing that knee up in towards the chest. And maybe taking some circles there, just seeing what motion you have now a little bit higher. And then using the hands, we'll just bring that ankle over, letting it rest on the opposite knee. And then getting that left knee to open up, feeling the stretch through the hip, back into the buttock. You can also lean forward for a deeper stretch. And then settling in. Allowing the body to release with each breath. And on your next inhale, we'll sit up. And using the arms, take that leg out, circling it down. And then when the foot reaches, windshield wiper the knee in and out, feeling through that hip. And then maybe just taking a little where they both reach out, kind of feet come in together, maybe scooching towards the edge of the chair just to get a little bit of hip opening. Your toes can kind of touch in together as the knees fall out. Feeling that stretch to that inner thigh, a little butterfly stretch in a chair. And we'll bring the knees in. That little windshield wiper, shake that out. front. Interlace those fingers and then push your palms up towards me. As those palms come up, you'll feel your back round. Maybe your chin comes down to your chest. Feel the shoulder blades separating. Feel the stretch through those upper back muscles. Maybe reaching one out, then the other hand out, pulling the palm away, and then the other side. And then we'll come into just holding and pushing the palms up towards me. One more breath here in stillness. Feeling the stretch. And then we can release the hands. Give those a little shake out. And then we'll interlace our hands back behind our back and pull down. As we pull down, we open up the chest. Feel the shoulder blades kind of pulling back away. And we'll hold this for a few breaths. Finding a nice position for your neck where you don't feel a lot of strain. You're feeling this mostly through the upper chest, through the shoulders. We can release the hands. We'll take our right arm and reach it across the front of our body. Then our bottom arm can come, our left arm can come underneath. And give that a little pull across your body. And that right arm can just kind of sink down. And give a little pull with the left. Feeling the stretch through this arm. And maybe take some wrist up and down, maybe some circles around. And then we'll hold, give that one more hold. We can release that arm. And then we'll reach the left arm across as the right arm comes under and gives a pull out. Just taking a moment to feel that stretch through the shoulder, the biceps, the triceps. And then maybe adding in some wrist flexion, some circles, both directions. And then let it come to rest as we hold for another breath or two. And then we'll release that arm. Give those a little shake. Any other motions or movements you feel you need, go ahead and let those out. We'll finish with our last few minutes of meditation. So if there's anything you need to feel more comfortable and allow your body full relaxation, take a moment now. You don't have to put a sweater on, socks on. Just get nice and comfortable. I'll kind of talk you through the first few minutes, and then I'll give you the last 3 minutes to meditate on your own, and I'll call you out when we're done. So just allowing yourself kind of complete relaxation. Allow yourself to fully be in stillness, and just know that I'm here to bring you out, and I've got you. So if you want to find a nice, comfortable position, maybe the feet are planted, or maybe the legs kind of just complete relaxation and spread out. Your hands can rest on your lap. Your back can rest against the chair. And you can allow your eyes to close. We'll tap back into that breath. Feeling that inhale in through your nose as it fills up your lungs, fills up your belly, your back body. And then exhaling out. each inhale, inhaling in a sense of calm, a sense of peace. And with each exhale, letting out anything that you don't need. And then just focusing your attention on your breath for the next few minutes. And knowing that thoughts are going to come into your mind, and that's normal. And just being aware of those thoughts. And just knowing that it is just a thought, it's not a fact, it's not something you need to devote your attention to. And allow that thought to wait until later. And then bring that attention from the thought back to your breath. Start to wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes, bringing your attention back to the room, back to the space. Maybe allowing the arms to rest down at your sides. And then together we'll take one last inhale up, bringing our hands up overhead, our palms together, bringing our palms down to our chest, maybe allowing your head to bow. Taking one more moment to acknowledge our bodies, knowing that we're in the right place, doing the right amount. And I thank you very much for being here.
Thank you.